Clara, meu novo lar. Aos domingos assistia à missa na Igreja de Santa Clara. Uma língua que eu não falava nem compreendia. E isso fazia-me sentir como uma observadora silenciosa em vez de uma verdadeira participante. Nesses momentos, o meu coração ansiava pela minha terra natal. Sentia falta da minha igreja familiar, onde tinha recebido os sacramentos do batismo, primeira comunhão e confirmação, e especialmente do coro juvenil, do qual tinha sido um membro orgulhoso. Tudo que deixei para trás parecia muito próximo, mesmo enquanto tentava construir uma nova vida longe da minha pátria. Tudo mudou em 1973, quando o padre Gilberto Avelar começou a celebrar missa em português, com o apoio do seminarista Eduardo Salazar. Pude finalmente participar plenamente e foi então que se formou o coro, um grupo que tive orgulho e tenho a integrar. Em 1974, também tive a grande honra do padre Gilberto Avelar celebrar o nosso casamento, uma memória que guardarei para sempre. Em 1975, chegou o padre José Ribeiro, vindo de Portugal, e com ele aprendi lições valiosas sobre o verdadeiro significado de construir uma comunidade e de servir como uma boa leitora. E a sua orientação deixou uma marca duradoura na minha vida e na minha fé. Os grupos de oração, os encontros para o café no primeiro domingo de cada mês, os cursos bíblicos e até as missas celebradas com famílias nas suas casas. Todos estes momentos aproximaram a nossa comunidade. Recordo os presépios com crianças, a missa da véspera do Natal em português e os ranchinhos de Natal, que sempre cheios de alegria, enquanto desejávamos a cada família portuguesa da paróquia umas boas festas calorosas. Guardo também com carinho as memórias dos piqueniques que organizamos e continuamos a organizar, sempre com a comunidade em mente, e das peças de teatro que encenamos, momentos que ficarão comigo para sempre. Tenho um profundo orgulho em fazer parte desta família, desta comunidade que guardo com tanto carinho no coração. Que o padre Gilberto Avelar, o padre José Ribeiro e o padre Gerald Phelan descansem em paz, com a sua memória eternamente acarinhada entre nós. A todos os outros sacerdotes que de uma forma ou de outra ofereceram a sua orientação e apoio, deixo o meu mais sincero agradecimento. E ao nosso pastor, Monsenhor Francis Cília, pela sua dedicação, cuidado e tempo que tem dedicado à nossa comunidade portuguesa ao longo destes anos. Também quero agradecer ao nosso padre, ao Monsenhor Francisco, que está aqui há poucos meses na paróquia, mas também está sendo muito amigo da nossa comunidade. Do fundo do meu coração, um sincero obrigado. E viva a comunidade portuguesa!
I'll try to make a short summary of what she said. In words, she arrived in California in 1972, and although she made Santa Clara her new home, she felt sadness for not understanding the Masses in English. She constantly missed her homeland and the church where she had experienced intimate moments such as her first communion and being part of the youth choir. With the support of seminarian Edward Salazar, a choir was formed, which Edwina proudly joined. In 1974, Father Avelar celebrated her wedding, an unforgettable moment. In 1975, Father Ribeiro brought teachings about community and service, deeply shaping her faith. Community life flourished with prayer groups, monthly coffee gatherings, Bible courses, home masses, nativity scenes with children, Christmas celebration and picnics, strengthening and the bonds among members. Edwina expresses deep pride in belonging to this community and pays tribute to the priests who contributed to her spiritual life. Thank you, Edwina, for your inspiring testimonial and contributions to our community.
As it come up, this celebration of these years for the presence of our Portuguese community, I have experienced on an assortment of feelings until I heard a voice telling me, João, just be thankful for this community. That has been to you, and that is so true, for I have lived my life, raised a family, grew up and enriched my soul with the help of all priests that came to St. Clare's. In today's 8 o'clock Mass, I received a congratulatory wish for the presence and the Portuguese in this parish. I am so sure about that because I do believe through all those years our community has been very active on our parish. The Sunday's Masses are the main objective, but as a community, we've been doing every year the Christmas pageant. We have done cursos de cristandade, Bible classes, presentations, worldwide marriage encounter, teams of Our Lady, groups de oração, helping the Portuguese organizations of Santa Clara to prepare the liturgies for their festas, participating on Easter Triduum with all the communities that our parish have. By the way, I do not resist to my temptation of saying that St. Clare's reflects what a truly Catholic parish should be, with all the English, Portuguese, Hispanic and Chinese communities contributing for this parish to be the best there is. And since as an immigrant and consequently a foreigner, I owe to my community to have a few words in Portuguese. A história da minha vida não é completa sem esta comunidade estar presente. A ela estou agradecido a Deus por esta celebração. Todas as nossas celebrações estão viradas a sermos uma comunidade conhecida pela unidade e amor fraterno. E neste espírito somos família. Neste espírito de estar agradecido e correspondendo a todos quantos do Conselho Paroquial e aos que aderiram a trabalhar na Comissão para que estas bodas de ouro fosse possível, vai o meu agradecimento. Bem-aja. Não é segredo o orgulho que tenho por esta comunidade, que até quando estou afora de Santa Clara, as pessoas dizem, esta é de Santa Clara. Neste orgulho de pertencer a esta comunidade, vai este desejo de aqui divulgar as razões que me levam a estas conclusões. Estou orgulhoso da equipa de leigos que servem o Senhor nesta comunidade. Esta nossa equipa generosamente oferece serviços, todas as liturgias feitas nesta paróquia. O nosso grupo coral tem-nos representado muito bem seja em Turlock na inauguração da Igreja de Nossa Senhora da Assunção, seja nas festas de Nossa Senhora de Fátima em Torton ou Mountain seja na festa de Santo Antônio de Elfmont Bay ou de Santo Cristo de São Francisco. Além das festas regulares das organizações portuguesas de Santa Clara, estou orgulhoso das atividades e iniciativas introduzidas pela nossa comunidade nesta paróquia, tais como a criação da Via Sacra Noturna na Sexta-feira Santa, a Irmandade Familiar do Espírito Santo, a Romaria Quaresmal do Sábado da Aleluia, o convívio de Natal que na próxima sexta-feira irão começar os ensaios para o convívio deste ano de ser feito no dia 20 de dezembro próximo. Tudo isso e mais prova que somos uma comunidade ativa, não obstante sermos uma comunidade amadurecida pela idade avançada da maioria. Em números somos uma comunidade reduzida em relação à comunidade formada em 1973, mas ainda temos o espírito de querer estar aqui e de sermos assim como somos. Estou orgulhoso ainda por esta comunidade não ser inclusiva em si, mas aberta a participar em retiros promovidos por outras paróquias, congressos do encontro matrimonial, seja em português em São Leandro ou estadual em inglês na Universidade de Santa Clara. Neste momento quero partilhar que desde os meus 25 anos de idade aos meus 78, que agora existe um montão de emoções muito fortes, porque sempre que iniciei o meu envolvimento nesta comunidade, tive sempre apoio de muitas famílias, fosse no princípio com os Jerónimos, os Sousas, os Sanches, os Gonçalves, os Costas, os Dias ou os Madrugas, para agora ser apoiado nas minhas iniciativas por quase toda a comunidade, torna-se muito especial para mim e neste meu agradecimento ao Conselho Paroquial pela iniciativa e muito bem em particular à minha Maria, porque também esteve presente em quase tudo que fiz. E estejamos todos agradecidos por esta celebração, porque todos merecemos celebrar o que somos e que façamos tudo para a maior glória de Deus.
My distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Reverend Father Manuel Souza. Father Manuel Souza is a priest of the Diocese of Stockton, who was a friend of the Portuguese community at St. Clair's Catholic Church when he was still attending St. Patrick's College Seminary in Mountain View. In the mid-1970s, he got acquainted with our community and became a close friend of Father José Ribeiro. Over the decades and on occasion, he would give a helping hand with our Portuguese Sunday Mass. He will be sharing a few memories of the early days. Please join me to a warm welcome, Father Manuel Souza.
I would like to thank you for your attention and very few words. Queria reconhecer aqui a presença do Sr. Cônsul, Filipe Ramalheira. Queria também, I would like to recognize the presence of the Mayor of Santa Clara, Elisa Gilmore, and Santa Clara Chief of Police, Mr. Corey Morgan, all the members of the committee and the organizing subcommittees, and all of you. I was invited to share a few of my memories. I studied at St. Patrick College Seminary in Mountain View from 72 to 75, and then at St. Patrick Seminary from 75 to 1975 to 1980, when I was ordained a priest for the Diocese of Stockton. In 1974, I met and later visited Manuel and Diane Madruga, whose family members I knew in Turlock. They were very welcome to me and my brother George, also a seminarian. At that time, they were beginning to attend Mass in Portuguese at St. Clair's without yet having left their original parish, St. Justin. This would lead me to establish a friendship with the Portuguese community at St. Clair's. I remember seminarian Eduardo Salazar. I was very surprised that he still remembered me and my brother George from those, and he has a lot more to say than I do. So he was a Jesuit seminarian, and soon Father José Ribeiro would arrive from Mozambique in 1975. Years later, I would return helping with the parish renewal weekends. I don't know if you remember those or not. My brother George and I loved a youth retreat that was being offered at Camp St. Francis in Aptos with the theme Search Weekend. A youth group was being formed here, that youth group was formed, I believe, in 72 with those days seminarian Eduardo Salazar. But in fact, when Father Ribeiro came, we became friends, and we volunteered, George and I, to lead a retreat in 1976, which was YMCA Camp Campbell, Boulder Creek in the Santa Cruz Mountains. A large number of youth and young adults signed up. Some of you saw them take a photo here. On Friday night, we had the first talk about the theme of the retreat. We are pilgrims. We have questions. We want to know something more. We want something more than the world offers. We are in a search for truth, which is indeed a search for God. Let's journey together. Very good beginning until we realized that instead of going to bed, many of the young people were drinking whiskey in different rooms. And I have to admit that a couple of them couldn't see straight. I remember getting very disappointed and angry. My brother and I called everyone together and told them that if they did not bring all the alcohol to us, we would cancel the retreat that very night and go home the next day. They took us seriously and went to their rooms, and soon we emptied various bottles on the ground in front of them. They promised to play by the rules. Now they really went to bed. We ended on Sunday with a renewed faith, joy, and much excitement. Back in Santa Clara, the parents welcomed us back with a sense of expectation and hope. The youth group took off with more friendship and more faith and more love for the Lord. As I am sharing this event of the early Portuguese faith experience at St. Clair's, I am reminded that Portuguese immigrants were in the very town already in this very town in the 1870s, 80s, and 90s, the 1800s, with their Holy Spirit celebrations and their fraternal societies. The banner of the SES Council Supremo has the date of December 16th in 1895 here at St. Clair's, and the Brotherhood of St. Anthony started here too in 1902. When the United States opened its ports to Portuguese immigrants in the early 1960s, and after the Second Vatican Council, immigrant communities in the Bay Area and throughout the state of California were coming alive with Mass and sacraments in their own languages. I give thanks that I was part of that renewal. and that it had been kept up at St. Clair's for 50 years and moving forward. May God bless you. I'm not going to translate to Portuguese, okay?
Thank you, Reverend Father Manuel, for sharing this milestone with us and for your support and contribution over the years. Thank you. Today, we are truly blessed by the presence of many of our past and present spiritual leaders. Now we have the distinct honor to introduce the Very Reverend Monsignor Francisco Daniel Rios, St. Clair Parochial Vicar. Monsignor Rios was born in Argentina in 1963 and was ordained a priest on December 22nd, 1991 in San Rafael, Mendoza, Argentina. He arrived in the United States in 1993, serving briefly in Brooklyn, New York, before being assigned to the Diocese of San Jose in 1994. His priesthood has largely been dedicated to various parishes within the San Jose area. His previous assignment from 2024 to 2025 was as a vicar at St. Joseph Cathedral Basilica before he came to St. Clair Parish this summer. As I said before, the title of Monsignor is a special honor bestowed by the Holy Father in recognition of outstanding service. It is a privilege and a blessing to have Reverend Monsignor Francisco Rios in our parish. We are grateful for his welcoming spirit, dedication, and efforts to connect and minister in the Portuguese language. Let us give him a warm welcome with a hand of applause.
Obrigado. So that's all my Portuguese. So I don't have many memories like anybody else. I just came July 1st to St. Clair's. And let me tell you, when they told me, I'm going to reveal something secret. Don't tell anybody. Everybody's going to know now. Somebody called me from the diocese at the cathedral and said, I know you're not happy there. Do you want to go to St. Clair's? Yes, right away. No prayer, no, let me think about it, let me pray about it. I said, yes. And since I have been here July 1st, I've been happier because there's more life here. Not the cathedral is something, but it's downtown San Jose. And this is a neighborhood with universities, students, children, families, so much life. And the first week, Claudia, Edwina, and the Portuguese committee came with a big basket. What I loved the most was the queixada. So I love those. And then they have the wine, the whole thing. And a couple of weeks ago, we did a pilgrimage to the cathedral to go through the Holy Door and get the indulgence. And the bishops were meeting there. So Bishop Marion Cota came, spoke in Portuguese, and blessed everyone. It was a great experience. So again, I'm happy here with you guys. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for embracing me and being part of this community. So I'm looking forward to have more memories. Okay, thank you guys. Obrigado.
Thank you, Monsignor Rios. We are grateful for your efforts and dedication to our St. Clair's community. Now we are honored and pleased to introduce Reverend Father Edward Salazar. He first had a profound impact on the youth generation of our Portuguese American community at St. Clair during his early ministry, while he was still a seminarian. That connection and friendship have beautifully endured for over 5 decades. Reverend Father Edward Salazar is a Jesuit priest serving in hospital and pastoral ministries in St. Louis, Missouri. A native of San Antonio, Texas, and descendant of the city's earliest Spanish founders, he entered the Society of Jesus in 1962 and was ordained in 1974 at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church in Texas. Reverend Father Salazar holds degrees in Spanish, philosophy, and Latin American literature from Jesuit universities in the United States and Mexico. His ministry has included parish and retreat work, immigrant outreach, and leadership in advocacy organizations such as Padres and the National Association of Hispanic Priests, which he co-founded and served as first president. Over more than 6 decades as a Jesuit, Reverend Father Edward Salazar has embodied the Jesuit call to a faith that does justice. His ministry has touched lives from Texas, Georgia, Alabama, and Missouri. Continue today through compassionate service and joyfully witnesses. Please join me with a warm welcome, Father Edward Salazar.
Maravilla to see all of you. It's wonderful. Maravilla was also to see 2 young men, Manuel and George Souza, come around the grounds of the university and the church when I was beginning my priesthood. And I said, it's very unusual and a blessing to have brothers who want to follow in the Lord's path. And I'm saying this now knowing that George has children and grandchildren, and so you're an uncle many times over, because we also need you, those of you who have followed the call, the vocation to be either single or married. And we need holy couples and holy single people. And so you're a part of this wonderful church that the bishop preached about. So thank you all. How about a round of applause for the married people here in this room? All of you, God bless you. I already went off script, and if I keep talking too much, Maria Fernanda, I think, threatened me with more love and affection. Okay, but why now? Why 50 years later? Bendito seja Deus que nos reuniu no amor de Cristo. Yes, blessed be God who has gathered us in the love of Christ. For these past 50 years, a half century in service, so we ask ourselves, so what now? We recall with gratitude how God has been at our side in immigrant ministry across the nation and around the world, where like the Popes Francis and Leo keep inspiring us with defense of immigrants and their rights to go and seek a better life for their families. So today I can thank our forerunners in service to this community. This immigrant community, when I proposed that I be given permission by my Jesuit superiors. And I say, some of them, may they rest in peace. Jerry Thielen, I'm staying at the university, was the first university professors who told me about the Portuguese. Meu irmão e meu mentor, Father Gilbert Avila. And by the way, after he left the priesthood, I went into Brazil and stayed with him and his wife, and he was very active in his parish. He never left the church. He always contributed with the gifts that God gave him. And it was wonderful. I visited and stayed with him and his family twice in Brazil. Because I had dreamed of being the missionary that he became in Brazil. Instead, I was steered this way, and I began learning Portuguese with the Azorean community. At the age of 19, God sent me to this wonderful place called Santa Clara San José, and outras freguesias na área. What word? Imagining, I never heard for freguesia was the most common word I heard. Na minha freguesia. Então, we're California Portuguesa, com certeza, não é? Okay. I eventually visited 3 of the 9 Azores Islands, mainly mainland Portugal, and finally Brazil. I was able to live out our Jesuit vocation of apostolic preferences, of journeying with youth, who are not as young as they used to be, but they're still youthful in heart. Okay? And I beg your pardon once again publicly for baptizing you pork and cheese, because it tastes better than Portuguese. I said, don't let the English-speaking people call you Portuguese. Tell them pork and cheese is better. Okay, so they still remind me that I named that. So, and also another apostolic preference of the Jesuits worldwide is to walk with the excluded. And in too many communities, immigrants are being excluded or hunted down, even those who are American citizens, and I'm not going to get into names, but I tell my people in my Jesuit community that I love our president because I'm called to love my enemies. And he is the enemy of everything that I value for families, for immigrants, and for the whole world. So we survived the Civil War, we'll survive these 4 years. So obrigado por tudo, for the opportunity to serve you and to serve immigrants from all over Latin America and other countries around the world. Sensing in our hearts, in your heart and mind, if not now, then when? So whenever we're approached with a challenge in life, we have to ask, if not now, then when? When to start an immigrant ministry? Well, right now, when it's needed. And if not me, then who? We can each ask. I'm being called. I may not be announced as the point when being called, but I'm being called. And so I was pleased also to use the Jesuit International Network and discover our brother Zé Ribeiro in Mozambique, and able to bring him here after Father Borges was here for a short period of time. So I know that many of you benefited from his many talents, his service and love of the community. So this day, tonight, it is right and just to give the greater glory to God for accomplishing all we have done. God accomplishes, we do the legwork. Amen and hallelujah. Amen. What's it to you?
And the impact you left on our youth 5 decades ago and presently. Thank you. Next, we have the honor to introduce our distinguished civic and representative of our Portuguese American community, the Honorable Felipe Ramalheira, Consul General of Portugal in San Francisco. We are very grateful for his innovative ideas, dedication, and superb hands-on job he has been providing to our community. He holds a degree in law from the University of Coimbra and the MBA in International Business, University of Geneva. He also holds postgraduate degrees in European law from the University of Coimbra and political science and international relations from Catholic University of Lisbon. A career diplomat, Felipe Ramalheira represented Portugal to the WTO and other economic organizations in Geneva. He has chairman of, among others, the WTO Committee on Technical Barriers to Trade in 2014 and 2015. Felipe Ramalheira also served as Deputy Head of Mission at the Portuguese Embassy in Utah, the permanent representation of Portugal to the European Union in Brussels. He has headed of Cabinet of the Secretary of State for Internationalization Affairs of Portugal in 21st and 22nd Constitutional Government, and was a visiting teaching professor at the Institute of Social and Political Science at the University of Lisbon, where he taught international trade and investment. He was born in 1980 in Coimbra. He is married and has 2 sons. Join me to extending a warm and gracious welcome.
So thank you, Maria. Now everybody knows my life. I will first start with some words in Portuguese. I prepared the speech in English, though this celebration refers to the Mass in Portuguese in this parish. Antes de mais, muito obrigado a todos pela vossa presença. Eu gostaria de agradecer muito ao Conselho Português de Santa Clara, na pessoa da Sra. Cláudia Madruga e de todos os voluntários que participaram na organização desta festa, bem como todos os sponsors que a tornaram possível. Passaria agora, portanto, para o inglês. Dear Monsignor Cecilia and Rios, Reverend Fathers, dear parishioners and dear friends, it's a great joy to be with you today as we celebrate 50 years of the Portuguese Mass here in the St. Clare Parish, 50 years of faith and community. For many Portuguese communities, St. Clare Parish has always been much more than a church. It has been a second home, a place where our faith was kept alive through the familiar sound of our language and through the unbroken chain of devotion that unites generations. The history of Portuguese in this parish, much like that of our community, has had its ups and downs. There were times of great vitality, and I read the history background that Maria so kindly handed to me. There were moments of great vitality indeed with Father José Ribeiro in the 70s and others of some uncertainty during the 80s when priests that were Portuguese speakers was not available in Santa Clara. And yet, and here Father Salazar mentioned political leaders, I will mention some saints. So, like St. Clare itself, I don't want to give an homily, we already had one today, but please bear with me. And yet, like St. Clare herself, this community never gave up. It adapted to the fact that they didn't have priests in Portuguese. It found strength in unity, and it kept faith alive not only through the liturgy, but in family gatherings, religious commemorations, and also parades. St. Clare, or Clare of Assis, was a young woman of immense courage, a saint of the 13th century. I'm not an hagiograph, but I know that she lived in comfort and privilege, and she decided to embrace a life of simplicity and service. She lived in times of upheaval, and yet she shows light over darkness, literally, for Clare means clear and luminous. Even when confined by illness and blindness, she radiated faith, guiding others through example rather than authority. Isn't this in many ways the story of our community too? A story of perseverance through hardship, of light shining in humble acts, of people who build with devotion and hard work a home for their faith, far, far away from their homelands. Since the 2020s, with the arrival of the Monsignor Francis Hillier, supported by other fathers, the parish has been able to maintain its commitment to language, to Portuguese language Mass, something that I really would like to wholeheartedly, this is a very difficult word, wholeheartedly thank on behalf of the Conselho General of Portugal in San Francisco. Today, as we mark the 50th anniversary of the Portuguese Mass, but truly more than 50 years of the Portuguese presence here in Santa Clara, we celebrate not only the past, but a legacy of clarity, kindness, and courage, the same virtues that define St. Clare itself, and that I hope may endure for future generations of Portuguese and Luso-Americans here. May our light continue to guide this parish for many decades to come, and may it always be a place where faith, friendship, and community walk hand in hand. Muito obrigado.
Thank you. We are grateful for your support and honored by your participation in this celebration of faith, heritage, and community. Thank you. We are also deeply honored to introduce a civic leader whose dedication to our city reflects the very values we hold dear. The Honorable Lisa Gilmore, Mayor of Santa Clara. Okay, Mayor Lisa Gilmore is a fourth-generation Santa Clara resident who embodies the spirit of community service and defines our city. Born and raised in Santa Clara and graduate of St. Clair School, she also raised her own family here and has dedicated over 4 decades to serving the community she loves. Mayor Gilmore's journey of service began in 1982 as the Parks and Recreation Commissioner. She went on to serve as City Council member and Vice Mayor before being appointed Mayor in 2016. Voters have since elected her to 2 full terms, most recently reaffirming their confidence in 2022. A USC graduate with a degree in political science, Mayor Gilmore also brings valuable business experience as a licensed California broker specializing in real estate. Her commitment extends beyond City Hall. She has served on numerous boards, including the Santa Clara County Civil Grand Jury, co-founded the city's task force on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and founded Santa Clara's Youth Commission. As a working mother of 3 who has volunteered at events like the Arts and Wine Festival since 1982, Mayor Gilmore understands firsthand the challenges and opportunities facing Santa Clara families. Her decades of experience and unwavering commitment to our community continues to guide her vision for Santa Clara's future. Please join me to extend a warm welcome.
Thank you, Maria. I was a little bit nervous that you were going to mention the year I was born, like you did the Consul General, but that's okay. Honorable Consul General, esteemed clergy, members of the organizing committee, and the community as a whole, it's truly an honor and joy to be here today to celebrate 50 years of faith, family, and fellowship, marking the anniversary of the Portuguese American community's cherished involvement with St. Clair's Parish. As Mayor of Santa Clara and a proud graduate of St. Clair's School, class of 1974, so you can do the numbers. In fact, I was bringing back old memories being in this gym. I used to play volleyball and basketball in here, and it's so fun to be back here. But this celebration really holds a special place in my heart. St. Clair's has always been more than just a parish. It is a foundation of our community, culture, and compassion that continues to shape the heart of our city. For half a century, the Portuguese American community has brought extraordinary devotion, generosity, and spirit to this parish, enriching the worship, traditions, and outreach. From beautiful festas and processions to countless hours of volunteer services, your contributions have strengthened both the faith community and the broader Santa Clara family. Your story is woven into the fabric of our mission city, one of perseverance and faith and unity. You've passed on traditions that remind us all of the power of heritage, the strength of faith, and the joy of community. To the bishop, fathers, and all who have nurtured this parish throughout the years, thank you for guiding and honoring this remarkable legacy. Congratulations to the Portuguese American community of St. Clair Parish on 50 years of faith and friendship. May your light continue to shine for generations to come. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Gilmore, for joining us as we honor the legacy of our Portuguese community at St. Clair and look forward to the future with hope and unity. Tonight, we have the distinct honor to introduce a leader who exemplifies dedication and service. Chief Cody is a proud U.S. Army veteran who served with the elite 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, completing 5 combat tours and earning recognition as the Regime Soldier of the Year. After his service, he joined the Santa Clara Police Department in 2007, graduating as the honor student of his academy class and going on to serve in the nearly every major role within the department, from patrol to SWAT to command leadership. Now California's only elected chief of police, Corey is leading a bold transformation of the SCPD, focused on transparency, innovation, and community partnership. A lifelong Santa Clarian, Corey and his wife are raising their 2 sons here, and he remains active in the community through youth sports and his longtime role in the Triton Museum of Art Board. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our esteemed Chief of Police, Corey Morgan.
During my time in the Army and on the police force, I developed a remarkable ability to sense danger. So it does not escape me that I'm one of the last people standing between this group and dancing. So I will be brief. It is an absolute honor. Thank you for those kind words. It's an honor to be here. It's an absolute privilege of this office, of my office as chief, to be here with this group celebrating 50 years of faith, celebrating 50 years of family, and celebrating 50 years of community. But I have to be honest with you, so my heritage, I'm mostly German-Irish. We do a lot of things very well. Food is not one of them. So you had me at Portuguese food, so I was going to be here. But 50 years is a remarkable achievement. That's something to celebrate, and absolutely. And my hope is that in another 50 years, a future chief of police will be standing in this very hall celebrating 100 years. I'm not going to be here either, but maybe it's a chief that hasn't been born yet. And they're going to celebrate 100 years of faith, family, and community. So if you'll humor me and raise a glass, please.
Well, Monsignor Francis Cecilia is not here now, but that will come to him. But we would like to, as we mark this Golden Jubilee, the Portuguese American community wishes to offer a token of our profound gratitude to how Monsignor Francisco Rios has graced our community with your wisdom, leadership, and unwavering support. So please come forward, and Edwina and Claudia will want to present you with a heartfelt gift for our gratitude. So next, we have to thank the man who embodied the very heart of pastoral care. Your guidance on this 50th anniversary, we celebrate your yes to God call and for the powerful difference your priesthood makes in our lives. Thank you for the countless masses and your inspiring homilies and for bringing Christ to us in the sacraments. We don't have a lot of priests left because they're gone, but we still have Father Salazar and Father Manuel. So I would like to request for you to come forward. We're going to start with Father Edward Salazar. If you could please come forward to receive your... Okay, now we have Father Manuel Pato. So on behalf of our Portuguese community, we ask you accept this gift. It comes with our sincere appreciation for your past and present support in ministry. So now for our consul, Felipe Ramelheira, we are truly honored to have you join us tonight. Your presence is a wonderful gift, a wonderful sign of the strong relationship between our community and Portugal. As a small token of our sincere appreciation and to commemorate our 50th anniversary, we would like to present you with this engraved crystal piece. We hope it will be a cherished reminder of your time with us tonight. So now for the mayor and the chief executive of the city, symbolizing the partnership between the church and local government in serving the residents. The Honorable Mayor Liza Gilmore, thank you for your dedicated leadership of Santa Clara. This gift is a symbol of our deep gratitude for your partnership in community service and your commitment to making Santa Clara a safe and prosperous place for everyone. To Chief Corey Morgan, your presence reminds us of the importance of safety and order in our community. On this anniversary, we present this gift to you as a sign of our sincere thanks for your tireless dedication to protecting our city. May God bless you and your team as you continue with your vital work. So now we have the founders. As we continue, we want to take a moment to honor those who laid the foundation, our founding members and past leaders. Their sacrifices and vision have shaped our community presence in Portuguese Mass at St. Clair Church into what we celebrate today. So we ask the esteemed founders responsible for our presence in Portuguese Mass at St. Clair's, please come forward. So we have, as a small token of our immense gratitude and enduring respect, please accept this certificate and gift. May it serve as a lasting symbol of the appreciation we hold for you. I would like to ask João e Maria Arruda to please come forward. Okay, next we have John and Fatima Freitas, just to get ready. I believe there's family members here too. We also have José and Telvina Melo, but I think someone else is also going to take her for them. And we also have two more couples, Rodrigo and Maria Pereira, and Alberto and Maria Rodrigues. As I understand, Rodrigo and Maria Pereira, their daughter, Mary Pereira, is here, and she will accept the gift for them.
Tell your cousins. We're cousins.
So, to all of our past presidents, you are the pillars of St. Clair Portuguese Council. Your work didn't just happen in the past. It continues to inspire and guide the present and future presidents. Thank you for showing us what true dedication looks like. Your efforts created a legacy to be upheld. Please accept this gift as a reminder that your impact is ongoing. We honor you tonight and are thankful for your continued support of our ministry. Some are no longer with us, but we are honored to have a family member with us to accept the gift. And I respectfully request everyone to hold your applause until we are done with all the presents receiving their gifts. So we have Father Dan Ribeiro. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us, but we have João Arruda, Luciano Vieira, Manuel Madruga, please come forward. Luís Madruga, Teresa Neves, José Silveira. As I understand, his son Jimmy Silveira is here. He will accept it in his memory. And we have Teodoro Marques. His wife Maria Marques, in his memory, is going to accept it. Manuel de Oliveira, João Rita, José Betancourt, no longer with us, unfortunately. Diane Madruga, Connie Silveira, Filomena Betancourt, Edwina Faria, and Cláudia.
Daqui a 5 minutos.
Edwina Faria, Connie Gonçalves, Maria Marques, please come forward.
Estão filmando.
Abri a smile.
Cheese com peixe.
Oi, domingo. Olha, cara, já quero.
So,
O que é que fez para receber um certificado? O que é que fez para receber um certificado?
Ok, vamos pôr em linha que é para ser mais rápido. Estão a dizer que a gente tem que andar depressa.
Senhor professor! Já viste?
How many burgers for the plate? 5, who cares?
Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's enough, let's go.
Don't stand up.
Squeeze hands, squeeze hands.
Maybe you can go back.
Claudia.
If you go back a little more.
Come on. Está no alcançando. 1, 2, 3, winner, 3, 2, 1. That's it, that's it.
That's it.